Yo, YouTube gang. So today we are at a nice little job doing 6 packs of Ambiance random halts, I think it's called. And today we are prepping. So we've got our lovely stopgap 1200, all our screeding gear and whatnot. Yeah, so it's going to be a nice little square room, easy to lay. This is it. We just pop some rapid repair mortar in some holes and little back bits on the floor. So we're going to hit it with a what's it called? Bloody hell! It's that time of morning. Masking tape. Yeah. So masking tape around the edges. P131 primer, neat. So it penetrates the subfloor, and then screed, and then back tomorrow to fit. This is the product. Got loads of different random colours, which is different. But yeah, here's Josh.
You're messy today. What's going on?
Oh, I'm just all over this, mate. I don't know what's going on. Monday morning.
I'm going to do little dailies on TikTok.
Daily.
Hit us up on TikTok, millions of guys. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know.
What are you hitting me for? Abuse in the workplace.
No. It's not played on.
Call HR, mate.
Shut up and stop.
See, look, abusing me again.
You don't know why I'm asking you?
You don't know why I'm asking you.
No, I don't, but what was the question?
Why don't you prime all the way to the edges?
Why don't I prime all the way to the edges? Because you don't need to.
Why?
Because it's not going to fail at the edges.
I know that. I just keep getting asked by certain people. I mean, we're using the latex, you don't even need primer anyway. I personally, I personally prefer to prime with latex anyway because it don't dry too quick. Obviously, an area like this don't matter, but if you're doing like 50 square metres and you ain't priming, that's kind of dry when you hit the first mix down.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it gives it more of a stronger bond. But 13 years.
13 years, never had any issues around the edges with not priming.
No.
Never had any damp issues without priming. Like Josh said, you don't need to prime with this latex, Fball 1200. You don't have to. Same as Ardex, NA, CL, all those. CL water based?
No, it's bag and bowl, but you still need to prime it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I didn't think you did.
CL is basically a stronger version of like 300, but a weaker version of this. You can't go over adhesive like bitumen and stuff. The CL is basically a new build screed.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
But you don't make sense of it because you still need to grind your floors down, etc., etc. So you might as well just use this.
Yeah. We just prime because at the end of the day, if anything was to go wrong, we're covered. Now, some people might say, well, you haven't done the edges, blah, 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 blah. Well, in actual fact, moisture won't travel from the edge, it travels from the middle. It's very rare that it'll travel from the edge. Am I wrong in saying that? I know moisture can travel from the edge, but it's less likely.
The likelihood is it will go to the edges, however, we haven't got a wet floor.
No.
If we've got a wet floor, we're going to
DPM.
DPM it,
Yeah.
Yo, so this is where we're at, a little bit feather. Now, there's a couple of things I want to say on the whole feathering aspect and baseboard, or if you Americans call it baseboard, I think that's what you call it. Yeah, skirting board, we call it in the UK. There's a couple of things that I want to address in the fact that, obviously I know this is not going to stop the comments on Instagram and TikTok, and obviously, you know, you're entitled to your opinion, that is absolutely fine. But the reason we do things the way we do things, so for example, here he is. So the reason we do things the way we do things, initially this was screeded yesterday, nice and, you know, level somewhat. It's a smoothing compound, it's not a leveling compound as much as people think it is, it's not. So we come in, we use our rake, 4mm over the whole lot, happy days. 9 times out of 10, yes, you can fit on it. In theory, you can fit on it, and it will be absolutely fine. Now, the reason we sand it is, yes, it does highlight a lot of the high points, low points, etc., and you think, well, why would you do that? Why would you highlight the high points, low points, and have to feather the whole thing rather than just patching the bad bits? Well, you sand over the whole thing, you get rid of any bumps, knocks, indiscrepancies in the floor, and it just makes it so it's a nice smooth canvas for us to go off. Now, when you're feathering, yeah, again, seems like a waste of feather doing the whole thing, but when you come to fit, it makes the fit better, and that's what matters to us. I know a fair few lads who do it this way, and I also know a fair few lads who swear by not doing it this way. Now that's absolutely fine. You're entitled to your opinion, you think it's pointless, blah blah blah, I get it. But again, going back to why we screed it at 4mm is to give you the best smooth application. You come back 6 months, you fit it straight onto it without feathering it and stuff like that, and you will see dips and dobs all over your floor. Now I'm not saying that for everyone, because I'm sure there's people who sit there saying, oh yeah, but my screeds are spot on. I'm sure your screeds are absolutely spot on. I think my screeds are spot on, but I still like to feather, same as Josh. Now Josh was, before he started working with me, he'd just screed it, come back, do the occasional patch and fit on it. But it's all about making your life easy as a fitter. Now you might see it's taken us an extra 30 minutes today to do what we've done. We've got stand-up sander and a quick feather over the whole lot. It's not a big issue. That's my take on it, with the whole feathering, sanding and levels and things like that. That's absolutely fine if you think otherwise. I'm not saying you're not allowed your opinion. Everyone does their things their own way, and as long as the customer's happy, that's the main thing. So for me, that's why we do, or that's why I do my floors this way. But yeah, that's the one thing I wanted to talk about.
The one thing I'd like to point out about this whole situation is a lot of people will say that your adhesive will be weaker because it's not bonded to the screed, it's bonded to the feather. Now, in the past 13 years, I've done this both ways, and I've not had a problem with either way. I've had a problem with expansion and a new build, but I've heated the plank up, took it up, feather stayed down. So there's no right or wrong in this, like Kyle just mentioned. As long as you get the perfect finish for the customer, doesn't matter how you get it, doesn't matter what techniques you use for cutting, Even if it takes you extra half an hour, if you're quicker, it doesn't matter. I know I'm set in my ways of the fact that I can probably do this room in 45 minutes, but there's different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Right, gang, that is that job all done. I think we took what, like 2 hours?
Yeah,
So?
yeah, 2 hours, yeah.
But yeah, so nice simple straight lay, nothing too fancy with it. It was a beautiful colour, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah.
Let us know what you think in the comments, what you think about that colour. And we are starting tomorrow. We're going to film this one as well. It's a supply only, but we've got some herringbone night tile. But that one, that's a beautiful one actually.
Yeah, it should be a really nice one to do. Should be cool because the guy's got so many options. I'm curious to see what he's actually ended up picking.
I asked him what he's doing, and he's just said, I've sussed it.
Okay,
So I was
okay.
like, well, tell me what it is. And that's yeah, we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace.